Alright, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. In today's episode, we are going to be talking about a rapper that goes by the name Hood Ken. So why are we talking about this rapper? What did he say or do to where now and then led to me talking about him? But anyways, he went after everybody in the under 200-pound community, saying that he could kill them and beat them in a fight and all these other different things. And man, it's stuff like that where I'm like, people just need to understand that it's like you haven't met everybody in the world that's under 200 pounds. You've never fought everybody in the world that's under 200 pounds. Like, so yeah, maybe if he did do that and he beat all these people in the world that exist that's under 200 pounds, then that's when you can make that comment. But it's like, fam, you're a rapper. Stick to that. Stick to what you know. But if you start going into uncharted territories and then you start speaking crazy, people are going to challenge you, and then it's going to be one of those things where you're going to be in a very I guess jacked up situation because you said one thing on social media. Now a man that's under 200 pounds then demolished you in a hand-to-hand combat fight, and now you want to start talking. I guess, like, okay, so after that, then what are you going to say? Men that's under 100 pounds, I can beat them. Now it's like some man out there that's like 4 feet tall. I feel like then it's just going to become a meme. It is going to become a meme, and he's going to just try to live with the fact that, yeah, bro, you're a person. You know how, like, people like to say that, oh, I'm untouchable. You're touchable. It's like somebody can put hands on you, and you ain't going to be able to do nothing about it besides accept defeat and move on with your life. But it's like when you make comments like that, and that's the thing where you done built yourself up to where now you have like somewhat of a following, but then you make some comments like that. That's why it's like, and what's crazy is that there's a lot of men in this world that don't even care about that conversation, so it's like, oh, I don't care, because yeah, I guess like with me, if somebody were to be like, oh, can you beat every man that's 400 pounds? No, because I don't know what they're capable of. Now, yes, if they don't know how to fight, and then then I'm like, okay, maybe, just maybe, but I know if they land a hit on me, that mess is gonna hurt because they a 400-pound person. They most likely, if they work out and things, I guess if they 400 and out of shape, then I'm like, maybe, possibly. But then again, I'm like, I do not know. So that's the thing where I'm like, I don't know the answer to those types of questions because I've never met every in shape 400-pound person or out of shape 400-pound person. I don't know what they capable of. It's like you'll see videos of stuff like that where it's like you see somebody that's like 300 pounds. You judging a book by its cover, assuming like, oh, okay, they can't do no cartwheel, they can't do no backflip. All of a sudden, they just surprise you, do a cartwheel, backflip, and then land it perfectly. And I'm like, dang, they doing better than me because I can't do no cartwheel or no backflip. But overall, though, and I just think that that's how the world is, and I wish that people like this Hood King guy would understand that there are people that are capable of things, and then there's people that are not capable of things. Now, if you're going up against a person that's under 200 pounds and they don't know how to fight, then I'm like, okay, then you might have an easy fight on your hands. But if they know how to fight, then what are you going to do? Because, no, there's the one UFC fighter. Let me look up his name. I don't know if I'm saying this right, but Kamzat Chimev, I think that's how you say his name. Russian fighter, 186 pounds. And I'm going based off of what's being said on Wikipedia, but 186 pounds, and he is undefeated in MMA. His MMA record is 15-0, meaning he's won 6 of his fights by knockout, 6 of his fights by submission, and 3 of his fights by a judge's decision. And he is a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So my thing is this, talking to this Hood King guy, do you think you'll be able to take this man in a fight? Because if so, fam, I'm changing my name to Don King. I'm growing my hair out. I'm gonna dye it gray. I'm gonna steal money for people. But no, jokes aside though, it's like I would love to see that fight. If not that, then I'm like, then let's find a MMA fighter in the same format where they're a black belt in whatever their fighting style is, and put them in a ring with this Hood King guy. And then I feel like then he's gonna change it to where it's all like, oh, well, none of that, wrestling stuff. No, we gonna change it to street fighting. And then it's like, okay, well then let's find somebody that's a street fighter that's under 200 pounds and undefeated in all their street fights. I don't know if I said undefeated already, but overall, yeah, let's find that person. And then he's gonna be all like, oh, well, I meant boxing. Okay, well then, yeah, let's, like, you know what? Because I don't think Mayweather, he ain't 200 pounds. I highly doubt Floyd, he'll lower his standards to go up against a guy like this. But anyways, Floyd Mayweather, he's 148 pounds. Dang, I weigh more than him. That's crazy. But anyways, but yeah, he's 148 pounds. Do you think you'd be able to beat even now? Let's just say Floyd Mayweather now. Do you think you'd be able to beat him in a fight? Because if that's the case, I'm like, because what, Logan Paul, he's like what, like 230, 240 maybe? I don't know. Let's check his he's 220. Okay, so I gave him some extra pounds. But anyways, Logan Paul couldn't even beat him in a fight. So that's I'm like, in Logan Paul, he looked like he works out. He looked like he's active. I mean, he is a wrestler and things. So that's what I'm saying. I'm like, it's stuff like that where when people make those types of comments, I guess there's a lot of different questions. The conversation gets bigger because you're just trying to stop the conversation at what you posted on social media. But I'm like, nah, the conversation, once you open up a conversation like that, it's going to expand. People are going to start questioning you. People are going to start challenging you. And that's the thing. You ain't going to be able to beat every single person in this world that's under 200 pounds. So that's why I'm like, I just feel that comments like that, they're so like the thing is this, it's either this man got some serious mental issues or he's just trying to go viral on social media because most likely, yeah, the rap career, that ain't taking off. Posting, like flexing videos on social media, that ain't working out. So what can you possibly do to go viral and then have it where now there's an audience following you and stuff? Say something offensive. Because that's the thing, right? And that's, anybody, I guess, that does see this guy's video, don't be offended by what he says. He's somebody, you see it a lot, is I guess like the more time you spend being a content creator, you see it a lot, or just being interested in content creators, you see it a lot where they make some sort of comment where they're like, you see it with rappers where they be like, oh, I'm better than Tupac. No, you're not, because it's like people don't know you like how they know Tupac. So it's like, yeah, you can't make no comments like that. And I guess with content creating, people be like, because no, it was the other one streamer. She just recently went viral for saying that she made streaming mainstream. And then there's like all these other different streamers where it's like, and it's funny too, because you'll see where people that know how to handle themselves in a fight, they're not going around telling everybody and bragging about it. Oh, I know how to fight. I can beat any and everybody that challenges me to a fight and things. People that actually know how to fight, they ain't got to say no stuff like that. And I guarantee and I promise you, what this guy does, he probably be watching a lot of different fighting videos. He's going to try to mimic what them fighters be doing. And it's like, fam, there's a technique when it comes to fighting. You can't just be out there all like, oh, I know how to fight because I watched Mike Tyson highlights on YouTube. That's not knowing how to fight. You have watched fighters in action, but that's not, oh, I can copy that stuff down, embed it in my brain. Yeah, you might pick up some things from a video. You might pick up some things from wherever, but at the end of the day, in order to know how to fight, you got to actually either, be undefeated in fighting if it comes to street fighting, like somebody done taught you. But yeah, that's overall what it leads down to. Somebody has to teach you how to fight. And if you don't know how to fight, then how can you make a comment saying hand-to-hand combat, I can beat or kill anybody under 200 pounds? Because again, people are going to challenge you. And then when you lose, then what are you going to do? So that's what I'm saying. I'm like, and I guess that's when the conversation would finally end, when we see this guy in action, and it's like, dang, he don't know how to fight, or if you actually can back up what you're saying and then you actually beat somebody that's under 200 pounds, and it's like, okay, well, there's just that person, and I guess if it's somebody that really does know how to fight and he does put a beating on them and things, and it's like, oh, maybe he might be telling the truth. But just throughout my years of being a content creator, you see that a lot with content creators where they make some crazy comment and they can't live by it, and they get challenged, and then it's like they end up, I guess, losing that challenge. Then what? And so that's why I'm like, yeah, I think it might be best for this guy to stick to rapping. That might be more of your thing, but. No, overall, though, if we could just talk on that, if we could just talk on Hood Ken, let's not even, this video that went viral, let's just put that aside. Let's just talk about Hood Ken, because I had to say the first thing that I thought of when I seen this guy was, who is he? You know, I thought he was, what was that one rapper, Stitches? That's who I thought it was. Like, if somebody had showed me, they didn't show his name and they just showed a picture of him, I'm like, this has to, what, they making a Lifetime movie of Stitches or something? Because I'm like, yeah, if he got that look down, then yeah, he got that look down and stuff. But if not, then, yeah, other than that, I'm like, who is this guy? Because I ain't never heard of him. And it's funny, like, when they make comments like that, you do tend to like kind of like do a little bit of research on them and stuff, and it's like, fam, you're new to the content creating, and yeah, and that's why I'm like, maybe that's why he said what he said, because he hadn't seen it work for other content creators, and it's like, you don't know nothing about content creating, and it's like that's like, and now it's one of those things where it's like, when I guess somebody do challenge him and they're under 200 pounds, it's like, not only are you gonna lose that fight, but you're also going to lose out on your content creating career, because now people are going to be all like, oh, well, you're a liar. You say that you can beat and kill anybody under 200 pounds. This man just put a beating on you. Now what? There's like, nah, we ain't watching you. It's like, get out of here. Skedaddle. Go on about your business and stuff. But anyways, and then that's another thing too, because I was looking at the name and seeing that he goes by Hood Ken. And it's funny how like people like him, you'll see them more on social media than the hood. Like, you never see them in the hood. You never see them giving back or doing anything. You see where it'll be people that ain't even from his hood give back more to his own hood. So that's why I'm like, you know, seeing people like that, it is funny, because I just remember talking about that with a friend of mine's at my old job, that when people got to go around and try to explain themselves on being like, and that was the main thing was when people, men more so, when they were like, oh, I'm a grown man, you ain't gonna tell me what to do, you ain't gonna lie. And when they gotta say things like that, they're not really, I think it's just one of those things, you know, where it's like a animal that can't do a whole lot of damage, but they got a crazy roar. And yeah, and it's like, okay, I'm like, that's cool, I guess, you know. Anyways, going on about my business and stuff, but they say things that, you know, I guess they want people more so to challenge them, and it's like, fam, okay, somebody's gonna challenge you and they're gonna put all that stuff to rest, and so then again, what are you gonna do in that situation? So yeah, that's why I'm like, you know, yeah, with this guy, I'm like, Hood Ken, you know, there's I feel like there's a lot more that I can say about him, but I feel like that I need to take the next few minutes of just kind of explaining it to up and coming content creators. Please do not let the first video of yours to go viral of you saying some things where people are going to challenge you. And I feel like people are going to go and try to bring up when I had said that years ago, that I was the hardest working YouTuber in Washington State, because I genuinely thought that. I had not seen, and that was the thing, at least with me, it's like I kept it within Washington State. I don't see too many content creators from here. Maybe they might exist elsewhere, but with 50 different YouTube channels, posts every single day, streams twice a day, working on all these different projects and all this other, yeah, I'm like, I don't see that too often. So at least with mine, it was a little bit more realistic. But if I said I'm the hardest working, or I'm the best YouTuber in Washington, or not in Washington State, but just in the whole world and stuff, because of all the stuff that I've done, then yeah, people are gonna challenge me. That was the thing. After I had said that, nobody challenged me. So I'm like, and you know, even if they did, I'm like, okay, I'm looking at it as this is going to be a competition to really prove myself as a content creator and stuff. So that's overall what I was seeking after. And I feel like I proved myself as a content creator. But yeah, at the end of the day, I'm like, man, you know, saying some stuff where it's like, it's just a little bit too far out there and stuff. And it's like, okay, what are you going to do when people challenge you? You know, so yeah, that's why I'm like, yeah, with this guy, don't be like, to any up and coming YouTuber or content creator, don't be like this guy.
This episode is brought to you by Cologuard. If you recorded songs off the radio for a mixtape, it might be time to screen for colon cancer. The Cologuard test is non-invasive, requires no special prep or time off, and you start screening right from your home. It's just 3 simple steps: set up, sample, and ship. If you're 45 or older and at average risk, ask your doctor about the Cologuard test. Available by prescription only. Learn more or request a prescription at Cologuard.com/podcast.
Excuse me, being yourself really pushes you a long way. And maybe if this is him being himself, then I'm like, then yeah, you might need to change who you are as a person, because yeah, all this is going to do is just backfire and blow up in your face. And then it's like you sitting there like, well, dang, I thought I had a good thing going. No, you didn't. You messed it up when you came out on social media and said some, like, just pretty much saying some stuff, talking out the side of your mouth. Some was saying things, but anyways, yeah, I'm like, it's stuff like this where, people need to understand that you can do the bare minimum, and if you want to go like all out when it comes to content creating, you can do that, or you could just do the bare minimum and hope and pray that something good comes out of it. But it's like when you're having to say and do things that's gonna offend people, you really have to sit down and think, is this the route that I want to go down as a content creator? Because it's gonna be a route where it's gonna be a short route, and then then it's like you're gonna look up one day and that, I guess, that video of yours going viral, you ain't gonna have no video that's gonna match that. Then it's like you sitting around thinking, oh, because you're gonna get yourself stuck in this mindset where it's like, well, I gotta say something else crazy to. No, you ain't gotta say. I've seen it so many different times with content creators that they never have to say anything crazy in order to go viral. And you see where they be having some of the most longest careers as content creators and stuff, and even goes as far to like get out of content creating. Now they're acting in movies, or they went far and beyond with music and stuff. What are some other things? Yeah, and I'm like, you see that so often, and it's like, then you see people like this guy, and then it's like, yep, it's one of those creators where people are going to follow you for a short period of time, and then afterwards you're going to start losing followers, losing views, losing subscribers, and then you're going to look up one day and be like, dang, now what do I do? So, but anyways, with that being said, I'll talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. Stay tuned for the next episode. Like, subscribe, viewing this on YouTube. Follow, subscribe, viewing this on the podcast streaming service. And peace.